Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called Bomb Pussy Shots. It's a shot, not a cocktail. And it's pretty simple. You need some chilled tequila. I would use Casamigos. And a splash of cherry juice. So if you've ever purchased the jar of the maraschino cherries with the juice, a little splash at the bottom, and then that chilled tequila poured in that shot glass, and just go ahead and take it. But the key to this shot is you gotta have bomb pussy. Because if you
Why is that the key to the shot?
If you don't and you take the bomb pussy shot, there are some things that will start to happen. And you'll be concerned about your booty hole and your vaginal area.
Not you giving urban legends through.
I'm just saying.
Shots.
Don't be out here lying about your pussy.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, welcome back to CockTales Dirty Discussions, you guys.
Hey y'all.
Happy New Year. This is the first time we're in the studio since the holidays.
And as you can see, it looks different. It looks sexy.
It does. So if you're listening, you may want to pause and go check out our YouTube channel and watch the episode instead.
Watch the episode because the episodes are back. Like we mentioned before, they've been gone for a minute and they back now. Thank you, Kiki, for all your hard work.
Oh, well, thank you for your understanding. I'm still upset about that. I have nightmares about losing stuff, and I'll still be losing stuff.
No. Okay, no.
Yeah, it's just like, oh. Anyway, what's been going on with you?
Well, I'm just getting back to Atlanta from holiday traveling. I was gone for a minute and it felt so good. You know how sometimes when you're away for a long time and you're ready to get back home? I enjoy the holidays so much that I was really like, oh, I wonder if I can stay another week. Couldn't because I have things to do, but it felt really good to be able to spend not rushed time with family. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you get home and you're like, I'm not even going to unpack because I have to. Yeah. So I got to, when your siblings start having babies, that time hits a little different. You want to, I don't get to see Disney all the time or Zane all the time anymore. So we all got together in Oklahoma City, got this gorgeous Airbnb. Bro, it was like a mini Kardashian home. Everyone was comfortable. There were random, you know how rich people just have them large areas for no reason. It's like 5 different living rooms. And you're like, when do y'all ever really sit in this? I sat in each and every one for no reason. I was like, I'm just sitting here having my living room time. This is my breathing room. We had fun. Got some really cute videos. I posted them on YouTube. So make sure you check them out. It's a Christmas video. My sister ordered reindeer. It was just a really fun holiday. After Oklahoma City, we went to Dallas, Arlington, for my dad's 70th birthday. And I was just like,
what'd y'all do?
It was very calm because my dad is older. Y'all know Omarion out here dancing on people's chests and then they throw.
So many people have it.
So many people have it. And I was just like, my dad was like, there's a plan for him, but he was very serious with my mother when he was like, I don't want any surprises. I want to be very calm. And when she normally we would be like, we're doing it. We don't care what you say you want. We didn't do it because it is COVID. He is getting older. But so we just did dinner at the house. We made a vegan meal for him. We watched a movie. It was very calm, chill, and relaxed because we had just been traveling in Oklahoma. My dad was really tired.
Yeah.
He's 70. He don't look it, but he is 70. So we were like, let's just be gentle with dad. Let's not make him do things. And then spent some time in Arlington and then went to Houston. And that was, that I consider my Houston trips wellness trips because...
Oh, why is that?
Dick.
I know that's right.
People forget that, sexual wellness, that's wellness.
It matters.
Yeah, that's me time. Shoot, it's my dick and I want it now. I am still single though. I also
me too.
I can finally give Kiki the look she'd be looking at me with.
No. Because I am. Anyway, what were you going to say? Carry on.
We both are single, just so y'all know. Slide in the DMs at Conveniently. I was going to say, what you been up to?
So I went home for Christmas too. I missed my grandparents' anniversary dinner that I was going to because I ended up having to get on a later flight and there was no way I was going to make it to DFW, then drive 4 hours and make it in time for dinner. So I missed it. But then found a day where I really didn't have that much to do when I was in Dallas. And so I just drove down there. Me and Giselle, we took a road trip together. She was absolutely no help for real, though, because she just slept the whole time.
She's a child.
She was like, I want to listen to some true crime shows. So I'm like, okay. And we like to talk about them. We're both into those stories. Next thing I know, she is stretched out in the back seat. Because I was like, do you want to ride in the front? I mean, she's taller than me. I figure it's okay. No, she laid her ass down and went to sleep.
I'm taking a nap.
And every time she woke up, are we there yet? Are we there yet? But I went down there. Only Giselle could go because the other girls were sick. And so it was just the two of us, but it was a lot of fun. Get there. Sean was there. Walker was there. Everybody was at my grandparents' house in Louisiana, and we went and got crawfish. We had some daiquiris.
You do not play about your crawfish.
I don't play about the crawfish, and I can't wait to get to Houston to eat some. Lord. I can't wait.
I just feel like whenever I've tried to eat crawfish, I feel like I'm eating a puppy. Their eyes are just looking at you.
You don't eat the eyes. Throw that in the trash. Jesus. I love them. Anyway, so I did that, and then let's see what else. Went back to Dallas. I had a lot more time, like, spaced out, so I could catch up with friends. I've been really trying hard to build a relationship with Sandra's daughter, Margot, but she is very difficult. I finally got a smile out of her. I had to bribe her with crab legs. We all went out to eat, and I gave the little girl crab legs, and then we were cool after that.
Why is this? Why doesn't the baby smile?
I mean, she smiles sometimes, not at me.
Oh, she don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
She fuck with other people.
She doesn't like new people. It's a lot of people that she's like that with, you know. Okay. But, you know, I think it's her age. So anyway, a rapper with the crab legs finally get a smile. She even let me hold her.
Ooh, look at her.
So I was like, okay, progress. So I'm going back to Dallas soon for her birthday. And then I didn't go to Houston at all. Hung out with my mama. A whole bunch of people in my family caught COVID. Oh, and the bonus episodes, I did 2 that were a little different. I did it with my family. Mm-hmm. So it's mainly me, Madison, and Joseph. We went to the gun range. My stepdad and his brothers took us to the gun range. And it was a lot of fun. And then I was interviewing them in the car, like, about their love lives and stuff.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I also think that's a good moment to let y'all know to join our Patreon. And if you get the top tier, the ride or die tier, you get videos. So the top 2 tiers.
The top 2 tiers, yeah.
So, but a lot of our content that we've been posting on Patreon has been stuff where you do want to see the video. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to, like, you can hear the audio, but it is like, I would want to see you shooting the gun. I don't just want to hear bang, 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 nigga.
Right.
If y'all was saying nigga.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't saying nothing. I was focused on killing that nigga, okay? And I put up the little body sheet thing to show y'all, like, I got
2022.
Skills.
We're not playing no more.
We're not. So
be careful.
If I had to pop a cap in somebody's ass, I guess that's just how it's going to go.
Yeah. We did a Patreon live the day before New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah. And that was fun.
That was really fun.
A lot of y'all joined. That was good.
Yeah. And we went around and talked about, you know, the new year, favorite episodes. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun.
Shit we not dealing with no more.
Yeah.
And I hope, go ahead and check in with yourself. It's only been a couple of weeks. Did you stick to it?
And if you're having trouble sticking to it, join me in Morocco.
Oh.
It's a wellness retreat, and we focus on things like that. There's daily yoga, daily meditation workshops. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You also can be a beginner or have never tried it before, or be a super yogi and come on the trip and just, you know, show off. But it's also a very fun vibe. We go out, there's dinners, there's places to go that we get to get dressed up for. We're doing camel rides. We're going to do a night in the desert and sleep underneath the African stars.
I don't know about that part. I'd be like, I'll see y'all at the resort.
Well, see, they definitely were like, it's gonna be like glamping. Like, it's definitely gonna be like a say. It's not. They're like, look,
skipping that night.
You got to sign a liability waiver. No, I'm just playing. We're also gonna see like beautiful waterfalls at the Atlas Mountains. It's gonna be an amazing wellness retreat. Men and women are welcome. Join me June 14th to the 24th. It's 8 days, 7 nights, and it's going to be amazing. Go to paradiseandvibe.com and get your spot if it's not sold out by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah. And speaking of where you can join me in the kitchen. I know that some of you guys follow me on Instagram, and you saw that decrepit meal Medina prepared for us. Do you know how many people thought that was real? And I
knew people were going to think it was
like,
real.
Are you serious? Like, obviously this is a
potato
joke.
and a bread egg.
Right. Like, what the fuck? Like, she wouldn't really serve that. People were concerned, and I was like, wait, what?
They couldn't wait.
But if that's the type of plate that you put together, you don't have to do that anymore because GreenChef.com has your back. Green Chef is a meal kit delivery service, and they have a bunch of different types of meals. You can choose whether you're doing like keto, you're vegan, vegetarian, paleo. Then they have just some where it's just like, I just want to mix up my meals. They have so many different options. You select the meals that you want. They deliver them to you in a box that's insulated, and it'll be safe for the rest of the day, whatever day you choose to have it delivered. And then you can have these great meals.
Yeah, so the last meal the kit that I ordered, it was the vegan, just because I'm not vegan, but I do like making vegan things. I think that it's so tasty. And I was like, well, they send it, I'm going to get the vegan. One of the meals came with a vegan creamy chimichurri sauce. Kiki, I want to tell you, it was so good. I saved a little bit. That's what I like about these meal kits.
Oh yeah, you can save
some of the seasonings and use it for, like, another dish. I put it over a salad. I was like, oh, I can't wait to get this again. It was easy. I acted like I made it, but I didn't. It was from Green Chef, and you can do the same.
Okay, yeah. So just go to greenchef.com/cocktails125 and you will get $125 off of your order, and that includes shipping.
And it's the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Yes. Okay, so now we are going to move on to weird sex.
Oh, Lord.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
All right, guys. So some people were enjoying their holiday season a different way than us. Instead of enjoying your family, enjoying your friends, they were killing each other. So this lady has this mugshot that maybe you saw, maybe you didn't, but she's like smiling. She looks so happy, or she kind of looks like the Joker. But she's smiling really big in her mugshot, and then you go to find out what are the charges. She stabbed her boyfriend. Okay, so
Christmas Eve?
Yes, on Christmas Eve. So she calls the police after she stabbed him 3 times to let them know that he had been stabbed. When the police got there, she was standing at the door. Oh, and when she stabbed him with a sword. The sword was in the
sword?
Yes, it was in the front yard, and she's standing at the door like, "Hey, y'all." So she told the police that, as you could guess it, they were doing drugs. What kind of drugs do you think they were doing?
I'm going to say meth.
Yes, it was meth. She said that, she thought she was doing him a favor. She believed that he had other entities living inside of his body for the past several months. She was just trying to set him free because that shit was in him. She also said that her boyfriend had been harvesting people's body parts. So she stabbed him 3 times, and she has been charged with first-degree murder and armed criminal action. Her bond is set at $2 million. Please don't help her.
Ma'am, I know when the drugs wore off, she was like,
What the fuck
what
did I
do?
Yeah.
And where did the sword come from?
I don't know. Maybe he had a knife collection.
That is just so odd. And I also like...
That is so random. Where the fuck did you get a sword?
When my dad was a child, he was at a friend's house. He told us a story. And I was like, I'm never dealing with somebody who has a sword collection. Because one day somebody's getting stabbed. My dad got stabbed in his throat with a sword. Because him and the little boy that he was playing with, they were having a sword fight. Like a kid would do if you see swords. And it was a collection, but they were kids. And the sword went in my dad's throat. And I was like, why do y'all... lock it up?
That don't make no sense. Anyway, thank you to everyone who sent me that story. I saw it too, and I was like, So I sent it to the family, and I was like, ain't this shit crazy? And they was like, yeah. So now we'll move on to the rest of the show. Wow. Okay, first point. We're just going to be doing a bunch of life updates because it's been a long time since we've actually been here.
Right.
Unfortunately for me, not that much has happened, but maybe life will kick up again. It's really whack right now. And I feel
like your wacko-meter is not...
wacko-meter?
Yeah, like... what you say is whack, the listeners aren't going to think is whack because I don't be thinking this way. I'll be like, I remember we used to be like, and I haven't had sex in a long time. I'll be like, oh,
I haven't had sex in a long time.
But sometimes when you say it, it'll be like a week and a half. And then it's like some of us, maybe it was like a month or 2 or 3. Not me, but you know, like.
I mean, I go through those phases where it is longer. Usually it's not. I just be horny. Y'all know that. Anyway.
I feel you.
I feel like COVID is fucking up my love life, though.
Oh, COVID is like, I'm here to stay, you guys. Figure it out.
I told you guys about how I had these dates for when I was going to Dallas for Christmas and everything. I didn't get to go on no dates because everybody had fucking COVID.
Everybody has COVID.
And I'm like, well, I'm glad that you know and that you're going to stay your ass at home. But I am disappointed. Yeah, because I also know some people that's been outside.
You gonna snitch? Okay.
Just saying, I know I'm watching y'all.
Did you did you have like a FaceTime date when you couldn't meet your actual dates?
No, fuck that shit. I went downstairs to the bar to find new niggas.
Oh.
So,
or that.
They sick, they need to rest their lungs anyway.
That's
What we got?
I love it. Did you have the date planned out? Did you know what y'all were gonna do?
No, I wasn't planning it.
Oh, I just didn't know if he was like, hey, you wanna meet me at the
No, it wasn't planned out, and I didn't even really want. I kind of like to be surprised.
Okay.
On dates,
Okay.
I just want to know like how I need to dress.
I thought that during my holiday travel, I was going to go on some dates, and I was like so excited. I'm on the dating apps again. Hinge is, my main one. So each city I was in, I would switch it. And I never do that. I always forget to do that.
Oh.
I've been trying to remind myself. And so like when I was in Oklahoma City, I changed the
What did you find in OKC?
Nothing, but they are really the white men are down with the brown in Oklahoma City. I said, well, maybe I need to come here and move here, but I didn't actually meet up with anyone because I just got scared. I saw that story about the black girl that met the white guy from the dating app, and then she died, and didn't nobody even arrest him because he was a clean cut white man. And all the men that I was matching with, I was like, you might murder me. Yeah, they didn't look like flavorful white people. They looked like bland, like you might murk me. So I was like, yeah, no. I messaged some people, but it didn't go anywhere. And then when I switched it to Houston, though, I couldn't really meet up with anyone. I don't even know why I did it, because I was there to see a nigga.
Yeah.
But I actually was like, okay, Kiki's onto something. There were some fine young men.
Why are you telling
They
them?
were ugly and poor.
Okay, I'm still trying to lock mine down. Hold on. But no, for real,
I was
a lot
excited.
of
I was like,
guys
when
out
y'all
there.
be asking us how to find them, I don't know. Kiki might know where to tell you to go, but what I do know is maybe check on Hinge, because there were some good options coming up.
Okay, I'm going to have to check on Hinge. I was trying to work on my profile while we were waiting to get started today. The men, though, in Houston, I don't know where you find them. I think all of the men that I've met, pretty much, I met them through somebody else, except for that one time when I was just meeting all the niggas in that same club and I was giving everybody my number. But they usually get introduced, so just make more friends.
And that is the way to go. They say that people that end up hooking up get in relationships with people that you met them through someone else, that those types of relationships last a little bit longer, because it's almost like the person holds themselves, depending on the friendship relationship, but when they know that like you're someone's friends, they try not to do you as dirty as they normally would if no one's gonna know.
Yeah,
but like if the friend knows, there's an accountability partner basically. Like,
yeah, so I need all these men to be friends with somebody. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Does it show you mutual friends?
On Hinge?
On Hinge, like, does it connect their profile and say, oh, you have, like, their Instagram or something, and it says, oh, you have such and such mutual friends? If y'all are doing that, y'all should do that, because I need to see who you know.
They don't have
and
it
depending
on
who you got on here, I'm gonna be like, you hang in that circle? No, I'm not fucking with it, because been there, done that. No. And why do they have voice notes?
Girl, I was just about to play one. Let's hear his.
I know it's time to delete Hinge when I'm spending my time with someone special. She's all I can think of.
Oh,
and I'm just, we're always together. Every time you see me, you see her. That's why I know it's time to delete Hinge.
It's so corny.
That it's the corniest.
Every time you see her, you see me.
I don't think they should have did that. The voice out, it just gives people another reason to be like, I'm not gonna really meet you.
Yes, I have heard people have sent me like screen recordings of these voice notes. The voices just sound weird. Some men are listing off like all of their non-negotiables, and they talk about us. The lists are long, and then you look at their profile and it's just like, huh?
What are you doing, sir? I mean, people need to just
Did you see the story? I just saw it today. This girl made a TikTok video and she had met this guy on Hinge. She they're messaging back and forth. They had a date plan when he was coming to town, and so she had asked him like about his life, and he was like, "Oh, well, I'm flying in from Houston, but I'm from New York." And so she's like, "Your profile says that you live in Atlanta." And he was like, "No, that's just where I'm coming in from and some other stuff." So apparently there's a website called Been Verified. And so when you meet these people on the dating apps, you can go search them on Been Verified to see if anybody else has matched them or has information on them or whatever, so that you know if this is a real person that somebody can verify that they met. And then also, is this motherfucker single? That motherfucker was not. So she finds him on there. There's like I want to say it was like links to his Facebook profile or something like that. Anyway, she ends up searching his name on that property tax website I told you about. Searches the thing, finds an address, so he's a homeowner. Clicks the thing and sees that there's another name on the deed with him. Obviously, his wife. So it's like first name, last name is his. We'll say his name is Jay Wilson, and then you see Patricia Anderson Wilson. So that's a wife. You know, we're not dumb. So then she types in those names on Facebook, finds the woman's Facebook page because her page is like open, and she and him had just celebrated their 10-year wedding anniversary, and there's all these posts, and then he has all these posts. "Oh, you're my everything." You know how they do that kind of shit. Don't ever tell me no shit like that, because I feel like you lying.
That's why it's making it hard for me to want to keep getting married. Like, I
keep getting married.
I mean, sorry, I was thinking about.
You got a confession to make.
Dre, me and Aubrey, like we always. Sometimes
keep going with what you was really about to say about real life.
We play. Sometimes I forget that we're not really married, but like, so it. This is what like gets on my nerves. Like when people lie to this extent, like you got a whole ass wife, bro. When you are dating someone and you know the signs of a liar or just the things that don't make sense, you're like, you're lying. Like, I don't even need the proof, because niggas really, people do this. Like, people really do this.
And they commit to these lies.
And they commit to the lies, and you will look someone dead in their eye, your wife, your children, your side piece, and be like, I'm really leaving my wife, or telling your wife, I really don't have anybody else. And you really do have two whole relationships going on. And people try to act like when you question the little sneaky things that they do, that you're crazy for doing that. But no, niggas are out here doing that.
It's called gaslighting.
Bro.
And that's what they're doing. They absolutely are doing that. And it's like, a lot of times, I say this a lot, but a lot of times you don't even have to lie to kick it.
Is?
Yeah, like when they're trying to make it seem like you're crazy for the questions that you're asking, they're just like, you know, you're tripping, or this doesn't make sense. You sound crazy right now. They're trying to set some shit off in you.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, they don't want no shit to be set off, but yeah, that's gaslighting.
Wow.
Like, I'm not crazy. I know that you left, and you keep saying you're going to work and your ass ain't at work.
And it actually makes you feel crazy, because then you start being like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
Maybe he really isn't lying.
So yeah, I felt bad for the wife, because after this happened, this was dumb on the girl who posted it, who said that this happened to her. She put the little emojis over the wife's face in the pictures, but you can see her name, you can see him, but she had like a delayed placement of the emojis on the woman's face, so you can see her face. They put a link to the TikTok video in her comments on her wall. The wife. That was fucked up.
That's fucked up.
I feel like I'm about to
I also think you have to remember, like, that's someone's, like, she has a family, and I think,
like, what if they have kids, and
even if you are someone who you find out the man's married and you're gonna tell the wife, because I condone
send
that.
her a message.
Yeah, do it in private. Like, I just don't think you should try to embarrass the bitch.
And it's like, okay, you made this video that has now gone viral. You didn't even send it to the wife. Somebody else did. That's just some bullshit. And then some people were commenting like, they know that their husbands cheat. So fucking what? Even if she did.
And the same people that say stuff like that, it's like, girl, what if we take a look into your relationships? It's like, you keep getting done dirty, and we're like, well, you know that you allow this. Why are you complaining? Stop. Like,
you know, it hurts. It doesn't matter if you knew that it had happened before or whatever. People's feelings still get hurt. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, check out Been Verified, and, you know, as you're meeting these men, or even the ones you already have, see what the girls are saying. There used to be a website called don'tdateemgirl.com. They had some really good stories on there. Wow. I wonder if it's still around. I'm going to check.
That is really terrifying. I mean, some of the things that are set in place for us today that are supposed to be to help you date, that are supposed to be to help you catch your cheating ass man or woman. So all of it, really, when you look at it, it's almost like, am I ever really gonna find someone? Because then it's like you find someone and you're like, oh girl, look him up on Been Verified, and you're like, well, now I'm about to be crying again because this is done. You know what I mean? It's just like, you guys, this is stressful.
It is. If you got you a good one, hold on tight. Tight, okay?
Real tight. Put that nigga in a chokehold.
Well, then he might die. He's going to be back here on the couch with us. Just stressed.
Speaking of like dating and stuff, I was supposed to meet a guy in the airport, which I thought had the potential to be really cute.
Okay.
And then I got scared.
Why?
Because I was just in airport mode. My forehead was sweating. I had Shy with me. You know, whenever just randomly start sweating in the airport, like after you get through security and you finally get to the gate, you're just like, wow, I worked out.
Well, I wouldn't say that's random. Yeah, you worked out.
Yeah, it's like a lot. Taking the laptops out, picking your luggage up.
Winded, like, whew.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not even going to look like my picture anymore. My hair was in a curly bun, and I don't have that as an option on my pictures. So anyways, it's a guy that I matched with in Atlanta. And he travels a lot. I've been traveling these past couple of weeks. And he was like, hey, do you want to meet for dinner tonight or something? I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to be in town. I'm traveling. He was like, I have a connection in DFW. I'm traveling too, but I'll be back in Atlanta by this time. I was like, I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm going to Houston. And I was like, but I'm leaving from DFW. I'm in DFW and we were going to be there at the same time. And he was like, well, do you want to like have a quick little like mini date in the airport? We can meet at a bar because I have a 2-hour layover there. I was talking so much shit. I was like, absolutely. Like, yeah. Yeah.
And what happened?
Like, I'll have more than enough time. Like, yeah, let's do this. Girl, he texted me. He was like, hey, I landed. What gate are you at? I'll come meet you, at your gate. And I was like, oh, I'm running late. I was sitting comfy at my gate a whole 2.5 hours early. And his whole tone just changed because he called me. And in the back of my mind, I was like, what if he actually, because you can look up. I told him where I was going and what airline I was on. I was like, what if he looked it up and just was like, already lurking around my gate and sees me sitting here just chilling. I'm talking about feet up, scrolling through TikToks. And then I even walked over to Papacitos to get some chips and salsa and a margarita.
Medina.
And I was like, what if he saw?
He definitely saw.
You think so?
I think so, because if he looked up your flight, if he had all that information,
I don't know if he did it.
I'm saying if he did have that information, or maybe he thought like, oh, you're not looking at your phone, I'll just go ahead and head over there. It might take me a while. What if we're in 2 different terminals? He probably saw you. Okay, did you hear from him after that?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So maybe he didn't.
Maybe he didn't. Yeah. We're going on a date tonight.
Oh,
I have to really go because I'm the one I'm like the nigga in the situation. And like, it's almost like, I feel like he probably thinks he's being catfished.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time we've been supposed to do something, I'm like, I can't make it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, you're going tonight. You're not going to talk yourself out of it. You're going to go.
Okay. What are y'all going to do?
We're going to just go to this really cute little dark bar. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good day.
I hope I have a good date.
Yeah.
Let's not even call it a date. It's a meetup.
Girl.
But I did meet him on an app on Hinge. So.
What's the difference between a date and a meetup?
I'm not expecting much.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, it's not like, and I really don't want to be there long.
Ooh.
I want to like.
That's a meetup.
That's a meetup. Like, let's see how this goes.
Drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see
I
how
should
it
go
goes.
spy.
Kiki will be in the is that a girl and be like
be with my iPad trying to hide. Oh, when I was in Dallas, so I told you like I didn't have my date, so I was trying to recruit new men, but then I was like kind of scared to go too many places. I was like, I'm just gonna hang out in the hotel bar, see who I meet.
Good spot.
Yeah. So I'm down there and I'm talking to this guy. He was so creepy. I wasn't trying to have a conversation with him. I was shopping on Williams-Sonoma, okay? Getting my kitchen stuff. It's how I de-stress. He makes a comment and it's like, oh, you shouldn't buy stuff from there because it's so expensive. Get the fuck out my purse.
I was going to say, he could see your screen?
Yeah, he could see my screen.
Okay.
I was on my iPad and I'm just sitting there. Because when I got to the bar, literally nobody was there. I had to wait for the bartender to get there. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a slow day. Anyway, he's talking to me about what I'm buying and then he's telling me how I can get all these nice pots from Poshmark.
From where?
Poshmark. You know how people resell like clothes? Yeah. Apparently they do house stuff too, but it's like, sir, I'm not, no shade to nobody who want to buy the used pots. I don't want to do that.
Right. Not everybody wants to do that. And if you don't have to do it.
And why are you telling me to do that? I didn't ask you a question. I'm minding my business, drinking my champagne. So anyway, he continues to talk to me and I don't know why this seems to happen to me a lot when I meet white guys out and they say something about food and want to talk about cooking, and I'll express that I like cooking, they always want to tell me how they make bomb mac and cheese, and I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it ever. And I'm just looking like, So he was like, oh, I put like 5 different cheeses in it.
Oh, you're already wrong.
Ooh, okay. You just because you put 5 different cheeses doesn't mean it was right. And I know that you put some shit in there that did not belong. I know how y'all do. So anyway, he's talking to me about the macaroni and cheese, and he was saying how he made so much of it. Do you think that black people just walk around eating macaroni and cheese every day?
I mean, like, it is my favorite food. But yeah, no.
But you're still not eating it every day. And why do we talk about macaroni and cheese? I am trying to get stuff on the sale, and you're pissing me off. So anyway, he switches subjects, and he kept telling me like how close he lived. Like he wasn't staying at the hotel. He lives in one of the buildings around. Do you think he thought you were a
prostitute?
I think so.
Because I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah, and so then I'm talking to him, and he was asking me. Somehow we started talking about cocktails. So I'm talking to him about podcasts, and he was like, "Oh, if you guys are ever open to having a white guy on there," and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
What?
No, like I wasn't soliciting guests, and he was like, this is a really cool concept. I have a lot of faith in you girls that you could get syndication. First of all, boy, fuck you. This is the easiest way to get me like with a stank attitude. When you start trying to tell me how to do things in my business when 5 minutes ago you didn't know what the fuck a podcast was. We don't need syndication. This isn't a radio show. You can listen to it anywhere in the world. Lots of people actually do. It's an international show, you know? And so
like, don't try me. You just try me. You try to say like your little podcast. When people say that, I'm like,
okay. So I have an attitude now, and I have turned my body. I don't want to talk to him. He keeps trying to talk to me, and I'm like, why were you even telling me how close your place was? I'm not coming over there. And then he kept telling me about being in the Marines, and I'm like, nah, I think you crazy. Sorry, y'all, but I do.
Was he cute though?
No. And he was looking old. He was old. He had like a prison-looking tattoo that said USMC for U.S. Marine Corps. I don't care. Oh, and this was the last thing he said. So he was telling me that he works in like cybersecurity or something like that. So I hope he doesn't hack me, but whatever. But when I was sitting there, he was like, are you on the hotel's Wi-Fi? And I was like, I don't know. I actually think I am just using my phone as a hotspot. He was like, oh, because I was going to say, if you're on the hotel's Wi-Fi, it's not very secure. And one time I was at the coffee shop, and I changed everybody's browsers on their phones to redirect to a porn site. And this guy was sitting there with his girlfriend, and the girlfriend slapped him. And it was just really funny. First of all, I think you're lying about the guy's girlfriend slapped him. You just try to throw some sauce on your story because you want to come be a guest. No. But then it's like, I said, why would you do that? That's really odd and creepy. And he was like, because I could. So I was like, all right, I need to close my shit.
Is there a police officer around?
Right. But he went ahead and closed out, and he left. And I just closed my iPad because that had me concerned. Like, are you going through my phone? Are you seeing me talk shit about you to my friends? Like, what's going on?
And then you going to walk outside, you going to snatch you up?
Yeah. Like, what? Are you waiting by the elevators? So anyway, there's a guy across the bar. At this point, people have started to arrive. So there's a guy across the bar, and he had sent me a shot. So I thought he sent me the shot because he saw the help me face that I had, like looking around trying to see if anybody else would interject in the conversation. I thought the man was gay, to be honest, but I guess
the one who sent you the shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just thought he was like, I'm gonna help you out, homegirl, you know, just being friendly. Next thing I know, after he sent me about 3 shots, he makes his way over and he's flirting with me. So I was like,
Did you still think he was gay? Like, even when he
talked to me? No, but I was just like, I guess I just assumed. And it's like, they do drag brunches there. I've stayed at that hotel a lot, and they do a lot of gay stuff there. So I just thought, this is probably a gay hangout. I don't know. So anyway, he's flirting with me, and as the time ticks on, this man looks at me, and he leans in, and he's like, you know, I really just want to fuck you like a dirty little slut. And I said, okay, for sure, everybody thinks I'm a prostitute. Now, I'm sure of it.
What was you wearing?
I had on, what did I have on that day? I had on like a gray long sleeve Skims dress. No, I didn't even have that on. That was a different day. I had on a t-shirt, like a long sleeve t-shirt, and some jeans and a coat. And my hair was in a ponytail. So I don't know how I was giving prostitution. Why would you ever say that to me?
Why would you?
Like, some people like to be talked dirty during sex. I haven't fucked you, and I don't like that. Why would you tell me you want to fuck me like a dirty little slut?
You're about to be a part of the Me Too movement, sir. I would be like, I would have just started screaming. Could you imagine if you just started screaming like, help me, someone please help me, because that is like
That was, I was
it's
just like,
inappropriate. I'm telling y'all right now, like some of y'all be wilding in my DMs and saying shit like that. If you say something like that to me in person, I don't know you and you might be going to jail.
it's time for me to go. This is not going to be my pickup spot. I don't mind staying here. And then he apologized and stuff. But I'm just like, another thing is when you talk to somebody, which is another reason I don't like to do it, but sometimes I can't help it. I don't like to tell them about the show because they think everything is about sex. Now, I like talking about sex and obviously I like to have it, right?
Right.
But when I'm meeting somebody, everything isn't about sex.
It's so interesting that you say that because there's another guy that I matched with on Hinge who's kind of annoying me, but I want to meet him, right? Mm-hmm. So he's from someplace in Europe, and he asked me today what I was doing, and I was like, I was about to tell him I was going to the studio to go and record a podcast, but I said I was headed to the studio to go record, but he doesn't know we have a podcast. And he goes, "Oh, what are you working on?" I was like,
what do you say?
What are you gonna say? I was just like, oh, I just have some voiceover stuff to do. I decided like with him, I'm not gonna, people moving forward, I'm not just telling you yet, unless you already follow me on Instagram and you just happen to see it. But I feel you on that. It's like every time we talk, we don't need to be talking about sex. I don't want to be your outlet now because the bitches you used to fuck with wasn't a freak or they didn't suck dick good. Now is not the time for you to get to know me in that way.
It's just not.
And what people forget is this show is a business. So there's a time and a place. Me and Kiki don't be out being like, hey, let me see your dick. Let me talk about my booty hole. Like, no, we're professional. So don't do that shit. It's not cute. Even when y'all do it in the DMs, it's not cute.
Yeah, I don't like when people do that, but I just block them. I think they're learning.
Yeah.
Or making new pages and just trying again.
My block game has gotten real heavy ever since
block.
When my IG page got hacked. Shout out to Kyle Flowers. He got it back for me. His friend works directly for Facebook and she got me my page back. And I was like, thank you so much.
That's good.
Because that don't be happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I've seen a few people.
I was really going to be mad.
I would cry, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, imagine having to start over.
I've had Instagram since 2012.
Yeah, and I had it since it first came out in 2011. It's like, this is my 10-year challenge, you know?
Yeah.
It's so much stuff. And that's how I promote a lot of the things that I do. And just find out about stuff. Like, I think about it and Instagram shows it to me on my ads.
It's very special. Like, Instagram is my bae. Like,
Instagram is important. Like, when it goes down, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to interact with people in the real world.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I will say
that?
it forced me to do like a detox. It did force me to be very present because it got jacked Christmas morning. And so then I was forced to really be like, I be present, but sometimes you do not be present because you want to get on Instagram and scroll. But I really had to.
I want to see what's going on. I want to see the holiday photos.
Yeah, I had to keep myself together because I also didn't want to be like marching around pouting as a grown ass woman. Everybody's like no one in my family they're like, it's Instagram, like you'll be okay. And I kept going into the corner crying.
Yeah. That's something off of an episode of what is that, Black Mirror?
Yeah, like it's not just Instagram. It's like you get paid from Instagram, so it's like I can't post stuff when people want me to post because I have a blue check and because I have the if I get back on, I have 2,000 followers. It's a wrap. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, adult activities. I put that on here. You probably thought it was like porn shit.
What are you talking about?
Life insurance.
Okay.
I took out a life insurance policy on myself, and I had never done that because I was always just like, my mom has some, my dad has some. Like, you know, your parents take life insurance policies. I was like, I'm good. And then like after I was having some adult conversations with real adults, I was like, this is childish. Like, you need to have a life insurance policy. I just wanted to take that moment to tell people, if you don't have life insurance, you should look into it and try to, you know, get some insight. And if you can, get it, because it's not that the monthly expense isn't that much. And you will die one day. That is, if you didn't know, one day we're gonna die. So, and your family, it might need some help to, you know, put you to rest. Also, I got a new therapist.
Oh, okay.
That's exciting. I did some good adulting.
You're doing a lot of adulting.
Yeah.
I just haven't even folded the laundry.
Oh, I didn't do that either. Oh. Sometimes I just take the clean clothes and keep them in the dryer until like I can't anymore.
Just leave them in there, or I put them on one side of the bed and I snuggle up to them because I don't have a man.
We're going to work on that. We're going to set new deadline dates for ourselves. We'll do that next week. And we're going to meet them this time because 2022 is about making shit happen.
I need to manifest it. I told you it says it in the stars. And who made the stars? God. So are we going to tell God he's wrong? I think not. And
you better not.
Y'all just need to, keep me in your prayers.
Yep. Let's move on to Indecisive Diane. And when we come back, we have some advice. Ooh.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey ladies, it's me, Diane, and I have a question for you this week. When you're dating these people, do you feel like you're getting to know them or you're just getting drunk? The next date you go on, I want you to really think about something that would teach you about the person you might drop your drawers for. If you're angry, maybe hit up a rage room. If you like musicals, go to a playhouse. Do something fun.
This one's for the daters. If you've ever been on a horrible date in Atlanta, if you find yourself constantly saying, dating in Atlanta is trash, this is for you. If you don't have a Valentine, this is for you. If you just want to meet me, this is also for you. Dates with Dean is in full effect. February 14th, join me for Valen-Wines Day, a wine tasting in a secret location. Tickets are limited. Click the link in the description to get your tickets now.
Okay, and we are back from Indecisive Diane, and it is time for the advice. Remember, if you would like to ask a question on the show, you can send it to us, askcocktails@gmail.com. And before we read the letters, we do want to remind you guys that if you are having like some real issues, no matter how small or big they are, you can just go to Talkspace.com. Talkspace is it's an app that you can use, and you'll find a licensed therapist, and you can do like video calls, you can text, you can do phone calls, however you want to do it.
Emails, whatever's easiest for you. When I was just saying that I switched therapist, I use Talkspace. I think it's dope that if you kind of aren't vibing with your therapist that you pick, they have so many therapists for you to pick from. You can switch it. It's not like they're like, you can only work with it. No, you can send a message to support. Even if it's not like you don't like them, you just you thought their focus was something else and it's not the focus that you want to focus on. You can switch therapists, and it's really easy. Their support is very quick. They respond in a timely manner if something's not going right. I love it. You can be in the airport having a whole therapy session.
It's great. It really is. You don't have to worry about commuting anywhere.
Yep.
None of that. So if you go to Talkspace.com, use code CockTales, that's CockTales, and you will get $100 off your first month of therapy. Okay, so here's the first advice letter from one of the listeners. Call me Ariel. Hey ladies, I need some advice. My best friend has been dating a guy with major red flags for a while, and since they've been dating, our friendship has strained. He's super manipulative and controlling, but she always looks over it because she's in love. She's came to me for advice a few times, and when she tells me the full story, I question yet again why she's still with him. She's officially became the my man. Ooh, bitch, I'm sorry
That's
for
annoying.
you. Yeah, she's become that girl, and it's like your man left you for dead, ho. I can't do it in a Young Miami voice, but y'all know what we talk about. Whenever I want to hang out with her, is I gotta ask my man, or my man doesn't want me there because it'll be a lot of guys. So I've gotten to the point where I don't ask her to hang out. She only wants to go out when her man makes her mad, and it's honestly irritating. I'm trying to figure out what to do because I don't want to lose a friend, but she seems to only consider me when he's not around. Sidebar, this is a recurring thing when she gets in a relationship, but how do I mention that without sounding like a bitter Betty? Any advice is appreciated. Ariel.
I love me some Ariel. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Y'all know I love Ariel. You know it.
Answer the girl's question.
I think, the older I get, sometimes I think people need to just like take a step back from the situation, look at it, definitely have the conversation with your friend in a calm way. I don't think there's any reason for you to really be like too upset, only because when people get in relationships, stuff changes. It really does. When people get married, when you have kids. And I think there needs to be like this grace period that you give your friends if you think the relationship is worth it. If you don't, then cool, then have a friend fallout. I am at an age where I can't afford too many more friend fallouts. I got 3 friends. So I've noticed that people, when they get in relationships, everybody moves differently. You might be the type of girl where you are gonna make sure your friends are still involved just as much before you had a boyfriend. But everybody's not like that. And like, if you feel like you're being used or taken advantage of, then again, that's a different scenario. But if your friend got a boyfriend and now she spends like the bulk of her time with him, I just think that that's what happens. Your relationship status changes. And ultimately,
so you don't
for
think
me,
she should say anything?
No, I do think you should still have the conversation.
So
I said that in the
like,
beginning.
How to say it without sounding bitter.
So I think that's what I was saying. You need to take a look at the bigger picture because you shouldn't be bitter. Your friend has a boyfriend now. She's dating someone and she's getting to know them in a more intimate way. That does take time. Sometimes friends do have to take a little bit of the backseat when a friend gets a boyfriend. So I think you need to be a little bit understanding and let her know your feelings. This is how I'm feeling. I want to make sure that, am I feeling the right thing? You got to word it how you want to word it. I think what I would say is, girl, I haven't seen you in a minute and I really do miss you. I had a conversation with Hannah like that. And that's my best friend. We've had these types of juggles with men in relationships. And I haven't seen you in a while. I miss our friendship. I feel like we used to do more things. And I know you have a new boyfriend now, but I really don't want our friendship to end or be tainted in a bad way. I just wanted you to know my feelings. It's just like with someone that you're dating. I don't think you should throw in the towel with the friend because of this situation.
I agree that you definitely need to talk to her. And when you say it to her, you don't even really have to concentrate a lot on the whole she has a man thing. I think that the less that you say about that, the less bitter it will come off. And just make sure you reiterate to her how much you miss her and say, I know you're busy and I don't want to get in the way of that. But like, can we plan something? And then pick a date that's kind of far out where you and her can just do something. If she's already expressed to you that her man be jealous about other men doing stuff, find something that's just going to be like a girls thing, or host a girls night and let her come over. So then that part of the conversation doesn't even have to happen with her and her man to potentially like keep you guys from each other. And then just see how that goes. If she doesn't want to hang out anymore, I mean, I don't know. You don't have to have a fallout, but you might just need to find other friends to hang out with and other things to do and occupy your time. And I guess if she ever comes back around, you can figure out if you feel like it's worth reconnecting or not.
That's true. That was a solid advice letter and solid advice. Let us know what you do. The next one says, hello, ladies. I am a 32-year-old male, and I've been exclusively seeing a woman for about a year now. So for about the first 3 to 4 months of our relationship, I'm courting her. I took her out on dates, multiple days of the weeks. We went on park dates, car dates, dinner dates. We went on them all. Well, in that time, I started getting frustrated because I could only see her when I took her out. Never could I come in and chill, and never would she come to me. And now I'm craving more intimacy. Well, I'm at my breaking point. She admits to that. She admits that she's staying with her mom, who's old-fashioned. No closed doors in my house. No back in your room. Old-fashioned. And she also admits to her debt, which is why she can't come to me. I feel like we read this. We're an hour apart. You think so too? Mm-hmm. So naturally, I was like, don't worry about the gas to come to me. I got you. Well, she don't want to accept my money from me. It makes her feel less about herself. So I eventually give up and we stopped talking for a few months. Well, she hits me out the blue and I was like, take a trip with me. I go and we naturally pick back up and we're left. I hate when people type how they talk.
Pick back up where we left off.
Pick back up where we left off. Now, here I am a year later in love with someone who I can't get any real intimacy out of unless we're on a trip because her mama won't let us chill and she still won't let me provide money to her. Help. What do I do? When I visit her, I only see her for a few hours because, of course, I have to take her back home. Am I dumb? I think I'm dumb. And yes, I'm the one who's been out of pocket out of the whole relationship. Even if we did read it, I still think.
Yeah, she being dumb right now.
She said that she said her situation.
And she might be lying about some of that. Like, maybe you just I want to take a trip nigga. And I'm sorry, I don't know what we told you if we read this before, but I still feel like it's the same. You're being used or something is up. But at the end of the day, whether she's truly using you or not, or whatever the case may be, you're unhappy. So why are you trying to find some concessions to make to stick in a situation where at the end of the day, you're unhappy, you're not getting no intimacy.
You're spending money.
Okay, you're spending a lot of money going to see that girl and spend time with her, and she can't even come stay with you at the hotel, like, or go to your house. Like, how can she not, like, okay, I'll come pick you up and then you can come. I'll send you, like, tell her I will get you a Megabus ticket. It's $5. Relax.
Yeah,
I would leave her alone because she might not live with her mama. She might live with her husband.
You might need to go on what's it
Been
called?
verified.
Been verified. And
now
put
that
her
I'm
name
thinking
in
about it,
there.
because it's like you probably don't live with your mama, especially if he's not even coming in. Have you met her mama? Have you seen her come to the door or peek out the window? Like, where's my baby going?
How old is she? He's 32, but how old is she?
And then that's another thing. Have you seen her license?
Oh,
is she an adult?
Because what if she's not? Bro, you need to just end this.
Yeah, this is not. You need.
Sometimes we see the red flags and it's like we just are like, that's pretty, and we keep walking towards it. There's so
like
many
a
red
ribbon.
flags.
I'm a ribbon dancer.
Like, Christmas. No, nigga. Bye. Say goodbye. End it. There's so many girls out here. I don't know if you're in Atlanta, but if you are, they are here. A plethora.
Okay, and that's it for the advice. Remember, send in your advice emails to askcocktails@gmail.com, and maybe we will read it on the show. Now, we're going to move on to the cocktails.
Before we move on to the cocktails, I want to tell you guys that Dame Products is amazing.
It is. Mine is charging right now at the house.
Mine is charging right now at the house, and I even ordered a little one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like an old school vibrator. I took it back to the old days, just in case, it's not charged. I have this one. It's one of them little ones you could put in your purse. It just gets to the point. Pins it right there on your clit. I love me some Dame Products. I love that it's woman owned. They have vaginas, so they know what we like.
Yeah, I like the way that they feel in my hand too. It's like a velvety, smooth surface, so it doesn't get too slippery, because things can get a little slippery.
Yeah.
I love it. They also have different lubes and stuff on there. They have a bunch of cool things. If you are a little intimidated, maybe you're new to sex toys, or you want to try something new out and you're just not sure what, they do have a quiz available on the website that you can take, and it will help you out to make a decision. And then they also offer a 60-day money-back guarantee.
And I say this all the time. That's the biggest flex anybody can give you. Like, could you imagine if you went on a date with someone and they're like, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to give you all the money back
and your time.
Yeah, and your time. Like, that's just the biggest flex. You'd be like, come on. So y'all make sure you go to dameproducts.com and use code cocktails for 10% off, and thank us later.
But if you ain't got a buck, I won't cup 'em. Spend 100 on me, it ain't nothing. One double D, so stuffing. Back to the point. Is it some cash in this place? If it is, I'll probably see the stats in your face. Turn around. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
So, this first cocktail is titled Baby Leg. Y'all, so I was in a relationship for 9 to 10 months. Worst thing I could have ever done. So finally, we broke up. I was so happy to be free and went on a dating frenzy. I downloaded the Black app and probably went out with everyone I swiped right on, cutting the fuck up. I finally went out with Baby Leg. We went out to eat, and I was not remotely interested in the dinner. I wanted something else to eat. He was so fine, though. I mean, fine, y'all. We went back to his place, and it was on and popping soon as we hit the dial. I mean, straight movie action, kissing all the way till we got to his room. Once we hit the room, he hit me with the, take these off, girl. Ooh. I love that. I never took my clothes off so fast. He went down to eat my pussy, and he ate my whole body. My soul left at least 4 times. I never orgasmed so hard in my life. He then whips out his dick, and my face was literally like, she put that emoji where it's like, I turned into Superhead. I sucked the fuck out of his dick. I mean, real sloppy head. He came in 5 minutes. I never sucked dick like that before in my life. I felt so dirty, but yet so proud. He turns me over and starts pounding my shit from the back. I told him to go slower because it was so big. He starts slow stroking me, and my body went numb, y'all. I fainted. I came right back too, and he had me ride him. I rode that motherfucker like the horse it was.
Ooh.
I mean, front ways, back ways, sideways, reverse. And he flipped my big ass over, dick still inside of me. So now I'm on all fours backwards. Oh, that's the rent paid thing. I never had no shit like that. The whole time in my mind, I'm like, why you fucking me like this? I never came so much. I wanted to have this man's baby. We came over and over and over again. Needless to say, I'm obsessed. A1 dick, 5 stores.
What a wonderful time.
What a wonderful story. Like that, you really, I saw you. I don't even know what you look like. And I saw the fine nigga. I just imagine like.
Do you have, okay, besides Drake, when they write in stuff about a fine nigga, who is the like go-to one that you picture?
The guy?
Yeah, like when you're just envisioning it in your mind.
Chris Brown.
Oh.
I be seeing like a Chris Brown looking nigga. He got tattoos. He's tall with a big old dick, just beautiful skin, low haircut. Ugh.
He is a fine man.
He's a
with his
fine
crazy
man.
tail self. Okay, so this week I have a cocktail. So I don't know when it was, but I told you guys a story about this failed threesome that I had because I think we had been talking about how I have a lot of them, and I'm like, no, I don't. But anyway,
You've fallen back a little, but at one time we were right.
Yeah, one time you were, but those days are done. I have been delivered. Anyway, so I told a story on Patreon, and to hear that story, you're going to have to go sign up on Patreon and listen to it. But basically, I had a threesome with Voodoo Dick and this other chick, and he did not tell me that the girl hadn't done it before. So a lot of like weird, strange, and awkward things.
It meaning a threesome. She had sex before.
She had had sex before,
Okay.
yes, a threesome. And I didn't know that until she told me. I popped her cherry. And I was like, I don't want to fuck no more virgins. Like, ugh. So anyway, and she just meant threesome cherry. So when we did the live on Patreon, everybody was like, oh, did you ever fuck that girl again? And I was like, yeah, but I forgot. I only told half of the story because it definitely happened again. So this is the story today. So we decided that we were going to meet somewhere for drinks first, which is what she wanted to do the first time.
Oh, like a little date.
So the guy, he tells us, he was like, okay, I think that y'all need to hang out together first. I'm going to come when I finish what I'm doing and I'll meet y'all up there. And then we'll just go from there. Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan. So I meet the girl. We actually ended up clicking. She was really nice, much nicer than I thought she was. We weren't even having a sex conversation, which isn't exactly how I pictured it, but you know, whatever. So we meet this other guy at the bar and the bar closes, but Voodoo Dick still isn't there. And this was in my hotel. So he's still not there and they close out our tabs and everything. Do y'all know that when his fine ass walked up, the bartender, who was very slow to help us, she hopped her little ass over there. Excuse me, the bar is closed, but like I noticed that she just got here. So if you want a drink, like I can get you one. We're really not supposed to.
Was y'all at Hooters?
No, we were at my hotel bar.
Bitch, I'll be flirting with my nigga. I'll be like,
Okay. And we're both looking like, excuse you,
because
bitch,
you about to
she's
get
taking.
jumped.
Okay. So I was like, oh, well, I'll get another one too. And I'm trying to say it low. She was like, oh, y'all can't have any more. Just him. And I was like, first of all, do you think he's not going to buy me the drink? The fuck? So anyway, we're down there having a good time. All the bitches is flirting with him. But I'm like, well, whatever. We're going to finish our conversation, finish these shots, and go upstairs to the room. The other guy that's there is trying to like get us all to go out together. So I had to straight up tell him when the girl went to the bathroom. I was like, listen, we can't go with you to the next spot. We're all going upstairs to have sex.
We're booked
together.
and busy.
And so he was looking like, oh, well, this is another time I was probably looking like a prostitute.
They're like, Kiki is the round the way cafe is in H-Town now. What's going down?
Like, I'm really thinking about this and the amount of times I'm at hotel bars. Ugh. So anyway, I given him the key to go upstairs to the room. We're finishing the drinks, talking, whatever. So I text him and I was like, hey, are you ready for us? So he was like, yeah. So the way the hotel room is set up, it's really sexy. Oh, because he needed to take a shower. You can see the bathroom from like the bedroom. And so he goes to answer the door. I didn't have a key because I gave it to him. He is butt ass naked. So I'm like, oh, well, it's time to get this party started. So she had brought some drinks. She's trying to make drinks. I said, let me take a little hoe bath real quick. I'm gonna take a shower actually and make it sexy. So she's making drinks in like the bedroom part. He's laying there like staring at us. I'm in the shower trying to be sexy in the shower, but that wasn't really giving sexy, I don't think. And my hair was gonna get poofy. So I had to get out of there. I don't know why I be thinking I'm in a movie. Anyway, we end up having drinks, turn on some music, and everything gets started. So the girl is a lot more open this time. She's touching me. She's kissing me. She was sitting in the corner for a little while playing with her pussy while we were fucking. Like, it was a great experience. And this time she wasn't afraid to touch me. She asked me if I had brought that toy back, one of my Dame products, and because I had it the first time, I was like, no, girl, I'm sorry. She's like, well, that's okay. I have some. So she pulled it out, and she's playing with my pussy. It was just a great
I wonder if she went and listened to the episode.
She didn't. We talked about it, but I told her I talked about it. Because when it was all said and done, so we're laying there, just everybody's happy. Everybody's had their orgasms, and we're all exhausted. And I wanted some more, but like, he was tapped out for the night. So then we're talking, and so the girl asked me, she was like, was it better this time? And I was like, yeah. She was like, but I like last time too. I said, yeah, that's what he told me. It was really confusing because honestly I didn't. And I just had to tell her the truth. She was like, you didn't? I was like, no. And I told her, and I was like, yeah, this time was way better. But that's not your fault. It's his, because he definitely should have told me that's why you were so nervous. Yeah. So it was fine. So then after that, I've made a new friend. And we went out that night after that. I found out, well, I won't say where she lives, but we've stayed in touch. And so I'll probably see them. We'll see her again if we're ever in the same city again.
A girlfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh.
Now, well, that's a story for another day. But I told y'all I'm delivered. This is old. This is what happened many moons ago. I didn't bring this shit with me into this year. Well, I haven't even been fucking this year. I am a virgin. It is January 10th, 2022.
Well,
I am born again. I'm on a dick tox.
Oh, now she on the dick talks. We'll reconvene next week.
Okay, bye, you guys. Oh, wait, make sure that you're following us on Instagram at CockTales Podcast. I'm at Kiki Said So.
I'm at Coffee Bean Dean.
And until next week, you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye. So I traveled out of town for a little over a month for work. After I checked in and headed to the elevator, I saw one of the employees, and he was absolutely gorgeous. I did a subtle flirt as I waited for the elevator.
Hey, so what's good to eat around here? He gave me some suggestions that I listened to, but really, I ain't really care about them. I just wanted to see if...
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye.